Hi everyone. This week we're going to look at emotions and a reaction chart. I'll put it up here, but it'll also be downloadable in a link below. First, I want to thank some people. We've had some subscribers and commenters since last time I did a video. I haven't done a lot of videos lately, so I thought I'd start out by thanking some people. Osman Hoare, thank you. Osama Hoare, thank you. Brett Cox, Nashant Ranjan, William Atkins, Curtis, thank you. Amir, thank you. Alan P. And then this is a great name, Titty McFarkas. Probably not a real person, but if it is, the McFarkas family is so glad to have you. And there's the normal people that love to chat and comment on other forums and stuff like Jim and Morris. Those sorts of people. And Sleeper Agent is another person I'd like to thank. So let's get stuck in. Here's the matrix. You'll see an event. When events happen, it's going to trigger a person's thoughts and emotions. Then from there, it will put them into a mental state. And from there, we'll have reactions and then an impact on that person. Quite often people will throw things into a story because they think it needs to be there. Oh, we're going to have a XYZ. And then the person will trigger off and do this. So they put an event in as something to trigger something, but it doesn't always trigger the correct emotion. It doesn't always do the right thing. So if we look at this matrix real quick, and we'll work our way through them, it won't be a very long episode. A threat. So a threat is going to bring about the emotional thought of danger. So people will automatically try to get back to security in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That will trigger the natural fight or flight response. If your person is a Jason Bourne, it's going to trigger a fight. If they're not a Jason Bourne, it might trigger a flight. So the physical reaction there is either going to be attack or escape. The only two things they can do. They probably won't sit and contemplate. It's going to be rare that there's something dangerous and the person thinks. There is a quote by Neil Armstrong. Someone said to him, if you're up in space and you've only got 10 seconds, something happens, you've got 10 seconds, what would you do? He said, I would think for 9 seconds and then I would act. I really don't think that's what he would do. He would fall back on his training, on his automatic responses, and he would do that. That's what would happen with most people. So what is the eventual aim? What is their final state? What are they aiming to do? It impacts on their safety. So as we've discussed before, people will always try to get back to where they were, or if where they were isn't good, they'll try to better themselves. So the thing, if there's a threat, people crave safety. And we go through those. So there's a threat, danger, fight or flight, what sort of action to get back to safety. That's that one. The next one is an obstacle. An obstacle comes. The first thing they'll do is identify the obstacle. What is actually stopping me from getting this job? And then they'll probably get anger. They'll get angry with that obstacle. Why is it in my way? Why am I always doing this? This is more a natural reaction to an obstacle. They will either then attack it and try to destroy the obstacle, or they'll avoid the obstacle. They'll mitigate it in some way, either through an action or avoidance. And then that's their goal, is to mitigate, to get rid of the obstacle so the obstacle is no longer there. If you give someone an obstacle, they have to go against that obstacle. You can't give someone an obstacle and then have them act over here. So this person doesn't get a job, so they automatically go and become a serial killer or become a secret agent or whatever because they can't get this job here. If someone's always wanted to be a secret agent, but this was the job they were told they had to have because being a secret agent wasn't going to, and suddenly that opportunity is gone, that cuts them free from that, and then other influences can come into play to make them go and become a secret agent. But if there's an obstacle stopping them from getting the job, and that is still their goal, they will mitigate it. They will assess it. They'll destroy it. They'll somehow to get to the other end to get to their goal. Gain's a common thing. We give something to a character. They possess it. They now look for the advantage they have in that possession. They'll be happy that they have this possession. So if you want to subvert a story, give them something they're happy with, which is eventually going to make it bad for them. Right? When they get it, they'll try to retain it. They will try to repeat the thing that gave them that joy. So if they go on a date with somebody and they've experienced joy, they'll probably try to have more dates with that person. Now, if we make it impossible for them to have more dates with that person, that becomes an obstacle. They'll try to mitigate that obstacle to get back to it. So you can see how these things interplay. And an obstacle, a possession, a good possession, is a gain of resources. And in modern society, security comes from having more resources, having more money, having more things that are yours. So if we give them something, that's going to make them feel more secure. So in the reverse of that, if we take something off them, it reduces their security, raises their anxiety, puts a threat in. They try to mitigate the threat. So we can see how these begin to interplay with each other, and it'll give us a course of actions, sensible actions, based on what's happening with our character. A new scenario comes about. Your character enters a new world, new job, new persons in their lives, whatever it happens to be. There's a new scenario that has come to them. The first thing they will do is examine it. See if it's a threat, see if it's a benefit, see if it plays into these things above. Is it a goal? Does it need to be mitigated? So they have a new scenario, a new world, a new job, something new happens. They have to examine it first. It doesn't come and just stay. Like an Amazon box turns up to your house, you don't put it down, look at it and go, even if you don't remember buying anything from Amazon, you don't look at it and go, Amazon. Yeah. You open it, because it's a new thing, it's a new scenario. So you open it up, you assess it. Once you've assessed it, there'll be expectations. Is this good? Is this bad? I expect this to be good. I expect this to be bad. It shouldn't really be in your story if you get something and go, camera lens cover. Has no impact on the story. But if it's like, oh, camera lens cover, 77mm, I don't have any 77mm lenses, which I do. What does that mean? Well, this is now something I have to consider. Why do I have a 77mm when I don't have any of those lenses? So it'll trigger action to find out why is it there, who put it there, how did it get here? It becomes something like that. You'll try to gain knowledge in that new scenario. When you move to a new town, you try to find about that new town. So same thing, something new, new world, you have to research, and then you've got knowledge. And knowledge is going to allow you to move forward, allow a character to make decisions, informed decisions, not panicked, not falling about, but they'll be able to make well-informed decisions. New events, new scenarios, okay? Something happens, you push them into the new world. What is happening? They will not act in confusion, a bit like a new object where they try to assess the new scenario. They will react to an event. The most common reaction for human beings is disinterest. Walk down the street and see how many people actually look at you. I gave this advice to a friend's son. He's getting married soon, and his fiancée were just sitting around having food at a party, and she goes, "He doesn't want to dance with me at the wedding." He said to me, I don't like people looking at me. And I said, "Do you understand that the default for the world is disinterest? No one really cares about you. People don't care. They just don't. The world's default for everyone else is disinterest. They'll look at you for a second. Are you a threat? Are you someone I want to be friends with? Do I want to marry you? No, God, you're gone. Everyone at the wedding wants you to do well. So there's an event happening. What's happening? They'll be surprised with a new event normally, unless it's expected, and then it's just a scenario. So a new event, a surprise, assessment. Do I engage with it or do I stop it? They're the two things. Because it's a new event, we're not going to have disinterest because then it wouldn't be a part of our story. So do we stop? Do we engage? So something's happened. What's going to be the reaction? What we want to do is gain security. So if we try to stop it or push it back, that's us allowing ourselves time to get information, to figure out what the scenario is, figure out what the event is, if it's going to push us into a new world, if it's going to give us more community, is it going to be an asset, is it going to be a hindrance, is it an object that we want to keep, is it an obstacle, is it a goal? So there's the matrix, and we've just basically worked through them. It's only taken a few minutes. It's downloadable, like I said, the link's below if you want to have a look at it, or just zoom in the screenshot. Thanks, everyone. Now, if you like these videos, good for me, thank you, ego boost, great. The YouTube algorithm will give you more videos on writing, not just mine, everybody's. Anyone who puts out good writing videos, you will get hold of them. So the like is probably more important than a subscribe, really, for you anyway. Until next time, guys, keep writing. Bye.